Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of building my Windows XP gaming PC. Today's main topic is coming up in just a second, but first. In part 2 of my video, I had taken apart my EVGA GTX 570, I delidded the main chip, and redid the thermal paste underneath it. It came out fine, and the card still works. But as I was going through my spare parts box, I found this Zotac GTX 580, and I'm wondering from you guys, should I use the EVGA card because it's EVGA and we all kind of have some nostalgia about EVGA, or should I definitely use the GTX 580 because it's no doubt the faster card? Let me know in the comments below. And just for clarity, if I do wind up using the GTX 580 in this system, I would wind up doing the delid on that card as well. And something else that I was able to find in my spare parts box also was this Sound Blaster X-Fi Titanium. This is a little bit older than the rest of the system. It's from 2007, but it's widely regarded as one of the nicest sound cards you can use in Windows XP because it actually has its own RAM chip right here, and that's for storing all of the sound data that you're processing. So this is definitely getting used in this system. But on to today's main topic, which is cooling. It's actually the main thing I hadn't figured out just yet as far as what cooler I was going to use on this system. And I am very happy to report I was able to find this Cooler Master Hyper 212. This is a very old model of the Hyper 212, old enough that it still uses the older style Cooler Master logo on the top of it. I think that looks super awesome. I actually located it mounted to an AMD motherboard that I had sitting around for a long time. So I took it all apart, and we're going to get that mounted onto the i5 today. Nice. Unplug my cable here. And now we're going to have to do some cleaning off of this CPU. We're actually going to have to clean off the bottom surface of the cooler itself as well. So I'm going to make sure to use a kind of a larger piece of paper towel here. That looks nice and clean. Got a little bit in the one spot there. I'm actually going to use a Q-tip for that. That looks a lot better. And then, yeah, on the actual surface of our cooler, we have a whole bunch of leftover thermal paste from that AMD system where it had been mounted. So we're going to go ahead and get that all clean. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Let me give it one more go here to get the last little bit of residue off of there. Nice. I do also have to get the back plate off of here from using that HP Omen cooler. And it looks like our back plate got a little bit stuck. Hopefully it comes up a little bit easy here. There's one side. And the other. Perfect. One of the points of contention with these older models of the Hyper 212 was the mounting was kind of a pain. Hopefully we'll get through it with not too much of a problem, but we'll see. So we actually start from underneath and we line the back plate up with the motherboard here. And I think we basically got it there. Maybe? It's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, the idea is once you have it all lined up, that you take, it's these pieces, and they kind of go through. And then once they're through, then on the other side, you'd be able to use some nuts that are included and kind of secure it all down. So I'm going to get these all in. And we'll see if I can get this all started. So after a little bit of finagling with this, I'm actually going to start with these two first, because I can hold from underneath the motherboard and keep the back plate in place while I kind of twist my hand around, and then I can hold these two all at the same time, all with just one hand. And then I can flip it over, and then I have these two pegs that are sticking out, and I can put the nuts on those. So here's one of them. And these don't have to necessarily be super tight right away. I just need them to be in place enough that it's holding the back plate so that I can get the other two started. And that one's being uncooperative. Try again here. Alright, I'm going to try a different nut on that one. I really just don't want to have a whole lot of resistance with these things. It's probably going to give me a hard time. But at least now that I have these two started, I can get the other two in place and started one at a time. So here's one. Kind of wiggle that in place. Put my finger in there, holding this one, and get that started. And now I can start really kind of getting these tighter a bit. Again, it doesn't have to be super, super tight on there. It just has to be enough to hold. What happened to my last one here? Oh, it's underneath here. Goes in here. That's lined up with this. Awesome. So this is the this one in this corner is the one that was giving me some trouble, and it's not that tight. So I actually have the I managed to find that I had the correct size for this. So I'm going to try and see if I can manage to tighten that. I'd have to change the bit on my screwdriver here, but yeah, give me 1 second. So yes, as I said, this is the part of the installation that has always been a point of contention. You kind of have to grip onto the nut from underneath while using the tool on top and then a screwdriver to actually tighten the thing down. And then once it's tight, then you're in business. I'm going to repeat that for the other nuts here just to make absolutely certain that we are nice and snug, because I want this installation to be relatively even among, you know, all of those. Yeah, that's pretty tight already. And that's probably going to be the case with the others here, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, that's pretty good. They're all in there pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with that. And now with our signature Doug the Gamer Dad thermal paste application, we're going to get our cooler applied like so. And then we have to get our retention. I probably should have done this first, huh? Before putting the cooler down, but there's only one way to go from here, and that's forward. Yeah, absolutely, I should have done that first. Oh, hindsight. Alright. There we go. I believe that's centered. I'm going to take a look here. This is hard to see. But, yeah, I look like I'm right on the money there. So with that in place, now I can start screwing in these four corners. Literally just want to get it started on each corner. And then begin tightening down more. I'm going to take a second look here. It looks like this one side is maybe not where it's supposed to be. Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't have that much play here. So I'm gonna... I mean, the thermal paste application is still fairly fresh here. It's only been there for a moment, so yeah, I'm gonna lift. And yeah, the thermal paste application was pretty spot on, but I want to make sure that we're right on the money with this. Yeah, there we go. Oh, hold on. Maybe it should be the other way. Yeah, it looks like I may have had it wrong the entire time. I'm really glad that I picked that up and took a look a second time, because there's definitely a right and wrong way to line that up for the Intel side of it, and I certainly had it the wrong way. But now we got a nice lock on it, and it's right where it's supposed to be. Get these all nice and tight. And this one wants to keep turning, so let me see what's going on when I'm turning this screw. I think it might be turning the entire thing, including the nut underneath, but I need visual on it to confirm. Yeah. So, once again, the entire reason why people had certain words to say about these coolers back in the day, they have, to their credit, Cooler Master has greatly improved the installation experience on the Hyper 212 series since this time frame that we're working on right here. But, you know, for working on an older model like this, there we go. I got that nice little extra. And now we look like this. Now we just need to get our fan put in place. And so that's going to go on just like this. Get our clips on. And then our CPU fan actually hooks up right here. Very nice. Tuck that underneath a bit so it's out of the way. And here we have our there we go. Now we're actually locked on. And here we have it, our Hyper 212 Cooler Master cooler mounted on our first Gen i5. I am so happy that I was able to find something somewhat period correct for this. And yeah, we're going to continue on. But guys, please be sure to let me know about the video card situation. Should I stick with the EVGA card for this, or should we step it up to the GTX 580 and do another D-lid? Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you next time.